Hello everyone. Today I'm here to talk to you about Wings. Wings is the comeback album of the K-pop boy group BTS. When I heard that their concept was based on a book written by Hermann Hesse named Damien, I just had to read it. And so I did. Remember how when the short films came out, all of us were like so confused? I mean, it wouldn't have been if you were just given a heads up, like we would have done some homework, like BTS, what the hell. I know there are a lot of people who don't like reading books but still want to know what's going on. And there are a lot of theories on the internet about what it could be. Theories. This is not going to be that. This is going to be me trying to correlate the book with their comeback concept. Like, this is going to be the real deal. The real deal. And if you're watching this out of curiosity and you're not a fan of BTS, I still think you should check all these videos out because first of all, it's aesthetically pleasing, it's educative and it's entertaining. And while you're there and you actually like it, do me a solid and just let them know I sent you. Thanks. The timeline of the story is not the same as the sequence of their short films, so I'm just gonna correlate it whenever required. So let's start. As opposed to what I thought, the protagonist of the book Damien is not Damien. It's a person named Sinclair. The story starts with Sinclair as a 10-year-old who describes as living amidst a world that has two realms, an evil realm and a good realm. So he describes his parents' house as a part of the good realm where he feels safe, protected, pure, and that evil lurks right outside the door of his parents' house. The actual story starts when Sinclair is hanging out with a bunch of his friends and they bump into this neighborhood bully named Chroma. And they're all exchanging stories and he wants to be cool, so he decides to make up a story. And so he lies about stealing a bunch of apples from this person's garden, and Chroma is like, oh wait, you stole them. Yeah, you promise you stole them. And Sinclair is like, oh my god, I have to protect my honor. And he's like, I swear I stole those apples. And Chroma is like, okay, I believe you. And they all go back home and Sinclair runs into his house and Chroma follows him into his house. And he's like, okay, so here's the deal. I know you've stolen the apple. You promised it yourself. And it turns out there was an actual man who actually had his apple stolen. So Chroma is like, I'm going to turn you into that man who has a cash reward for the person who stole his apple. Since I'm poor, I need the money. Sinclair is like, oh my god, what have I got myself into? He's like, please, don't tell anyone. I will do whatever you want. Okay, then give me the money you would give me and I will let you go. Like, oh my god, I have no money to give you. That's not my problem here. You either give me the money or I'm going to get it from the man. So this is when Sinclair has lied about stealing apple, and then he feels like he can't express this to his parents, which personally I feel he could have done, but this is not about what I feel. So he starts stealing from his savings, from his parents, to pay Chroma back. And he's going through all these things and there's like thunderstorms in his head a 10-year-old shouldn't go through. He's like burdened with this secret he's keeping, and I think that is Lie with Jimin, who's shown with apples and like struggling. When he's going through all this, he meets Damien. He has 3 encounters with Damien. So the first encounter is when Damien has just transferred and he's like this person who intrigues everyone. And this is supposedly a thing where even though Damien is like a few years older than Sinclair, their 2 classes are made to sit in one room for and Sinclair's class was a scripture class, so they were talking about Cain and Abel. And Damien was also there. And after school, Damien approaches Sinclair and he's like, hey, I think you're smart, let's be friends. Sinclair's like, okay dude, you're cool, thanks for the attention. Oh, what do you think about Cain? Okay, so I have these theories about what Cain is like. Do you want to hear them? And Sinclair was like, okay, I really don't care if you want to hear or not. I'm going to tell you anyway. And then he proceeds to tell Sinclair about how he thinks Cain and Mark of Cain was actually a symbolic thing for him having the quality of courage or bravery. And he killed his brother Abel for being a coward, which makes Cain a noble person. And Sinclair is like shook and he's like, what? Cain, a noble person? What theory is this? My mind is blown. And 10-year-old Sinclair is rethinking his existence and he is having his very first existential crisis. Second encounter Sinclair has with Damien is when he's just been blackmailed by Chroma and he's walking back home in the rain. And Damien is like, hey, what was that about? Oh, nothing. Oh, so you have something to hide and he knows it. Oh, you owe him money. Is that it? And Sinclair's like, does he know that? And Damien just casually throws it out there. If he's really annoying you, you should kill him. Okay, I know I'm evil, but I'm not that evil. Yeah, okay, don't worry. I'll just take care of it. And needless to say, Chroma stops bothering him. And Sinclair is like, okay, so I've got rid of this. I'm not even gonna thank Damien, but I'm just gonna feel guilty about not thanking him. He's gotten rid of this huge thing for me. Third encounter is a few years later, I think, and they're in a confirmation class, which is like Sunday school. Damien is there, the same class as Sinclair, and both of them are like on the inside, but on the outside they're like. So Damien, who has no chill, front row on one day, the second row on the second day, like approximately, and then before you know it, he was right next to Sinclair, and Sinclair was like excited on the inside, but he's like, dude, how did you do that? And no chill Damien was like, I want to sit next to him, so I'm gonna like put all my concentration into thinking that. So when I was thinking that, the first guy fell sick, the second guy didn't turn up, and I just sat here and the guy didn't stop me, so I'm here like next to you, bro. And Damien's like showing off about how he can like stare down people and make them do whatever he wants. And Sinclair's like impressed AF. That's how he met Damien. All of this was the lie part, and this is leading up to begin. Sinclair is put in boarding school, and as I think he went through like this feeling of abandonment by his parents, so he spirals down. First he feels all lonely that everyone ignores him. He tries to be okay with it. He becomes a high school alcoholic, and everyone's like, oh, he's cool, he makes funny jokes when he's drunk. He gets addicted to this self-destruction. He almost gets kicked out of school. He's at home one Christmas break and he's taking a sad walk, and then he sees this pretty girl walk past him, and he's like, wow, she's so pretty. And then he starts to have these really deep thoughts about how she's so pure and out of his reach. And he's so impure and he doesn't deserve her, and he decides to change. He doesn't go and speak to her because he thinks he doesn't deserve it, and he doesn't know her name, so he just names her Beatrice because that's what people do. And so in the name of Beatrice, he gives up his evil ways and starts living a new pure life. He starts painting. This is because of Beatrice, and I am going to paint her. He starts painting. He's like, oh, this doesn't look like her at all. Oh, this doesn't even look like a girl now. Oh, this is a picture of a boy. Like, even you know who he's painted. But he's like, oh, this face looks so familiar. Oh, I've seen this face before. Oh, who is it? And then he wakes up and he's like, oh, it's Damien. Like, and then he's like, oh, I'm so obsessed with Damien. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed with this feeling about Damien. And then he starts having these weird dreams where he's seeing this bird flying and like soaring. This is the first short film, Begin, with Jungkook. With all those dreams, he paints this picture of a bird with like a golden head and all that. And he's like, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. I'm gonna send it to Damien. Maybe he knows what it means. And so he does mail it to Damien without like a from address, nothing. Like, oh, he'll understand. We go way back. And turns out she's true, because a few days later he gets a note from Damien that says, Rapman.
The bird fights its way out of the egg. The egg is the world. Who would be born must first destroy a world. The bird flies to God. That God's name is Abraxas.
Thank you, Rapman. And then now his mind is consumed with Abraxas. He's like, oh, Abraxas. And he's like sitting in Greek class, and he's like, Abraxas. And then his Greek teacher is like talking about something, just casually says, Abraxas. And Sinclair is like, oh, that's what I was looking for. And then he learns about Abraxas in his Greek class from his teacher. How convenient. So the teacher tells him, the class, not him, that Abraxas was an ancient Greek god, a personality, who was considered to be a magician's assistant. But turns out he was more important than that, because he was in charge of linking good and evil, which is pretty cool. And so Sinclair's like, wow, knowledge. And then he acquiring more knowledge about Abraxas. When he's in this state of mind, he comes across this church, and he hears this organ playing, and he's like, wow, what beautiful music, so mystical, so wonderful. And he starts going there like every day, trying to listen to it. And one day he strikes a conversation with the organist. He's like, hey, I love the music you made. And the organist is like, oh, another groupie. Oh my god, your music is like, oh, it has all these melodies with good and evil. And the organist is like so touched. You just described Abraxas. How did you hear about Abraxas? By accident? Don't talk shit, just tell me how. and then they become friends. So the organist is Pistorius, and he becomes Sinclair's master, and they have like a master and disciple relationship. They become followers of Abraxas and start doing these weird rituals, like lying in front of the fireplace. So I think Sugar is Pistorius because like organ, and so he tells him how this world has these religions that divides the world into good and evil, and accepts only the good and rejects everything that's evil. But Abraxas as a god looks at the world as it is, with the good and evil, without like rejecting either and accepting both. And Sinclair's like yes, 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 yes. He's so into it. And then when he's like going through all this, he meets a guy from his school named I want to see Naur. So he just comes up to him and he's like, "Are you a spiritualist?" And Sinclair's like, "What? Are you a spiritualist? Like, do you talk to spirits?" Like, "Oh, I thought I was crazy." Sky. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Naur doesn't get it, so he keeps pestering Sinclair, and he becomes like his errand boy, and he keeps giving him this accidental knowledge about Abraxas and the world. Sinclair learns a lot about him, and with all this knowledge, he's like, "Oh, I have to paint a picture." And he does paint a picture. I'm not quoting it, but this is how he describes it. A picture of a girl, a boy, or an animal, or all of the above. And so when he's going through all of this, Abraxas knowledge and Naur knowledge, there's this one day where he's sleeping and he has this trippy dream where he's like and Sinclair runs trying to look for who's calling out to him. He goes to the place and he bumps into Naur. "Dude, what are you doing here? Like, how did you know I was here?" And he's like, "I just felt like someone was calling me, so I just came." "Dude, you're a spiritualist. I was trying to kill myself, so I called out to you and you're here." And Sinclair's like all, and he just pulls him from there and he's like, "Go home." He just saves that guy's life and that's it. Naur is out of his life. I don't have to pronounce his name anymore. So this is Rapmon's video and Stigma, that's V's video. In V's video, I'm not quite sure what's happening because they've tried to relate Danger and I Need You. This also has that feel of when Sinclair has this huge secret with him and he's feeling guilty that, you know, he's lying to his parents, that he's become a part of the evil world where all of them are still part of the pure world. And also from that guilt, he's like, "Oh my god, I have a secret that they don't even know about." He feels sort of superior. There's some sort of feeling of that sort. And also Naur's situation where he's calling out to Sinclair, and in the video he goes, "Can I have one more call please?" And then you see Rapmon in his video running to the telephone booth. So I think that's how this gets connected there. And after this, Sinclair is done with high school and then sets off looking for Damien again. He goes to Damien's old house. There's an old woman in the house, and so he's looking for Damien. "Oh, come on in, I'll show you the family picture." Why did the old lady have the family pictures? The old lady shows him pictures of Damien and his mom, and Sinclair's like, "That lady." He describes her as the painting that he painted. The girl, the boy, the animal. He's like, "It's the same face." And he's like, "I have to look for her." And then he's like, "I'm gonna think about her with all the passion and concentration in my body. Like, yes, I must find my destiny." He's just casually walking around and then he hears Damien and he's like, "Oh, Damien, I need to meet your mother." And he said, "Oh, my mother wants to meet you." And so he meets his mother. This is Mama, J-Hope's video. So when he meets Damien's mom, who is Eva, by the way, he has all these weird feelings. He's found his destiny. He's so madly in love. And he's like, "Oh my god, this is not right. Oh, this is right. Oh, this is not right." Eva is like, "Oh, I feel your passion for me, but I'm not a reward. You have to earn. You have to work really hard." Something like that. "I will." And then they just, you know, spend happy days together discussing Abraxas. So they're talking about the world. So this is what they say: the world is so full of people trying to be good, and everyone is slowly becoming aware that this is not the full picture. There is one incident of something evil happening. It immediately attracts the attention of a lot of people. So all of them are discussing basically the apocalypse, the end of the world as we know it, and change in principles and all that. One fine day, Sinclair is feeling off and he's like, "I'm gonna call Eva. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do." He concentrates on Eva. He hears someone approaching and he runs out to see who it is, and he's like, "It's Damien." That changed, didn't it? He goes to Damien and is like, "What's up?" "So there's gonna be a war. The world is gonna change." "What?" I totally felt it, and that's why I was trying to call Eva. Yeah, she felt it too, so that's why she sent me. The biggest plot twist now. Oh, there's going to be war and I am going to go be in it because I'm a military officer. And everyone's like, okay, not everyone. Me and Sinclair are like, what? how did I not know this about you? And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, oh, don't worry. Once the war starts, you're gonna get enlisted as well. And so the war does start and Sinclair does get enlisted. I feel like this is Jin's movie, where this is again a connection to I Need You, like when flower blooms. Well, there is like a lot of, like the windows closing and it's becoming dark and all that. So sort of like people awaken to this new concept of the world. And then is Blood, Sweat and Tears, which is like a sequence of the whole thing. It starts off with Jin like staring at the painting, like there's a black arch here and a white arch on this side, so like evil realm and good realm. And then they start dancing. Really, the ending where everyone's like, oh my god, why did Jin kiss a statue? I will tell you why. In the book, there's war going on and Sinclair gets bombed and he's carried away. I mean, not like carried away, like he's taken to like a nursing facility, and then he's lying unconscious and he opens his eyes and guess who's there? You're right, Damien. And he's like, bro, are you alright? Maybe not like this. Yeah, I'm alright. Like, oh, Eva's fine. She's at home. She told me to tell you that she could feel that we're gonna meet each other. And when we do, that she wanted me to kiss you on behalf of her. And I was like, I was really curious to know how they were gonna show that. But they were really clever to make Jin kiss a statue. So that's what this is. So basically now, Jin is Sinclair, the main Sinclair. V is Damien. Sugar is Pistorius. Atmon, J-Hope, Jimin and Jungkook are like Sinclairs. I hope this helped, and when you rewatch the videos, you're like, I know what's going on.